Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having a great Sunday. We're, of course, going to talk about the California middle class tax refund, which have begun to hit people's bank accounts. It's going to be listed as the FTB MCT refund. And that is also, it's being called inflation relief. It also, some people are still referring to it as gas relief. So, and I know that some people are also referring to it as a stimulus check. So, unfortunately, this is just a one time payment, and all of those terms are being used interchangeably. So, there's not, at least for those of us here in California, there's not a separate gas relief check. There's not a separate stimulus check. There's not a separate inflation relief check. It's just the middle class tax refund. So that is its official name. And just to update you guys, again, I bank with Wells Fargo. So does my best friend. We're both expecting the same amount back. My best friend has received their payment. I still haven't. Tomorrow is going to be a banking holiday. It's Columbus Day. So I don't think that people's payments will hit tomorrow. And I have seen some comments on some other threads saying that people can see the payment is processing and that it's not scheduled for release until Tuesday. So I expect Tuesday to be the next the next date that we see those payments hit. Hi, Sylvia from the East. Also, I mean, I'm not going to call you a witch, but all Halloween, every time I stream live, all October. Halloween's my favorite holiday, so I'm trying to keep it Halloween themed. I feel like the green stripy dress is it, and I've got on way more makeup than I normally have on at this time in the morning. On Sundays, a lot of times you guys get me in my pajamas, but I'm up and dressed with makeup on. Who knew? Good day, Rocky, to you as well. Hi, Bonnie. Guys, let me know. Did you get your middle class tax refunds? Are you still waiting for it to hit? I am going to pull up everything from the FTB, B as in boy, ftb.ca.gov website so we can go over all of that. And back here, you can't see it. I was trying to make a video, but I don't think that was working. A lot of people were like, they were saying that they would have rather had a gas tax holiday. But the gas tax holiday, even here in California, that would reduce the price of gasoline by about 53 cents a gallon. I'm going to do the math really quick. It's on the board, but you can't see it. I don't know if it's the board or my pins are bad. We never know here on this channel. Okay, so $350 is what most of my viewers are probably getting back. The $350 is for a single person with no dependents who made less than $75,000 in the year 2020. I did have somebody ask me what if they didn't have a child in 2020, but they did in 2021. It looks like they're just going off of 2020. And again, if you didn't file your 2020 state taxes by October 15th of last year, it also doesn't look like there's a way to get the payment right now. So $350 for a single person making less than $75,000. If we divided that by 53 cents, which is what a gas tax holiday in the state of California would remove, that would be 660. But each gallon of gas, or each time you fill up your tank, I did the math wrong. Okay, let's do that. 350. No. What? Divided by 53 cents. How did I do it up here? That was a different example. Okay. So 660 and then divided by 15 gallons each time you fill up your tank. It would take you 45 times of filling up your tank with a gas tax holiday to equal the $350. I mean, at this point, I think we need both. Gas is just crazy ridiculous, and it doesn't look like it's getting any cheaper, unfortunately. Additionally, so if an average gas tank is 15 gallons, 15 times 0.53, which is what it would be if they would have given us a gas tax holiday here in California, that would save us $8 each time you fill up. But gas is so ridiculously high right now. I personally rather have both. But since that's not what they did, I think they made the right call by giving us the money all at once. That way you can use it to fill up your gas tank. You can use it for whatever you personally need that money for. Okay. Rocky hasn't received his either, so hopefully this week. Yes, but keep in mind that those payments are going to continue going out through January 15th. So some people are going to have to wait, and I will go over the scenarios where you would be receiving that debit card. And we can look at what the debit card looks like. So check your mail carefully. Be careful not to throw away anything. Hi, Patty. I wish everyone in need got extra help. Me too. And it's funny that you should say that, because a lot of people are, two other questions that come up a lot are, I only had unemployment income in 2020. Do I qualify? You should, as long as you filed your 2020 state taxes. So most of the time we file our federal taxes, and I think most of us go ahead and we file our state together when we file our federal taxes. So as long as you filed your 2020 taxes and you made less than, it actually goes up to all the way to $250,000 for an individual, or $500,000 if you file jointly. So as long as you filed your taxes and you made less than that, you should get it back. But I've also seen people say, I get Social Security, am I getting it back? And then that's really going to depend, because my mom gets Social Security, but because her income is so low, she doesn't have to file taxes. And that really stinks, because certainly, like, my mom could use it more than even me or my best friend. And because she didn't file her taxes, she's not getting it back. Guys, I have all the lights on, and it is either hot or stuffy in my room. So I got to turn on the fan. Hopefully you guys don't hear that during the stream. Good morning, AH. Ooh, I love the Prince symbol. Rocky, thank you. Thank you. Bonnie, you think you're eligible for the card in January, January is right around the corner at this point. I feel like my glasses are like getting steamy. Whoo. Okay, since I can't turn the fan on very high, maybe I'll try and turn the temperature down. Sorry, guys. So far, I haven't seen any specific questions about the middle class tax refund. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Okay, I'll try that. Okay, Ready for the World says, how's my dream job search going? Okay, I'll tell you about that in a second. Have I had a realization that this is meant to be, and that your new job is your destiny, and this break in career is a blessing? 2023 is my year. I certainly hope that you're right. I really would like to make YouTube work, and I've put out a decent amount of videos this week, but my highest day of earnings on YouTube this week is $23. And unfortunately, $23 a day isn't going to cut it. The world that I know is movie theaters, right? And I love movie theaters. But I do have some concerns about their ability to remain profitable and stay open. So I'm not sure if I want to go back to doing movie theaters or not. And I have started to apply for a lot of jobs with YouTubers. I don't know if my editing skills are quite what they would need them to be, but I don't know. So I'm a little bit I have a little bit of time, luckily, because I am still getting unemployment. But as time goes on, I'm not going to be able to be picky. I may have to not do the dream job, but I'm going to keep trying because that's what I would encourage all of you to do. So, okay. Ugh. Gas is $6.40 near you. It's so crazy. Hi, Scotty. Good morning. All right. Rocky also says, do I think they'll do more stimulus because everything keeps going up, especially food, gas, and essential needs at the grocery and Target, Walmart household items? I really don't know. So, this is a larger problem and really needs a deep dive. And we could talk about inflation all day long. So, first, what happened is back in 2020 with the pandemic, there were entire shipments stuck on boats and they couldn't get into the ports to unload the ships, right? Like, I don't live too far from San Pedro, which is a big shipping port. So things were literally stuck on the boats that they couldn't get off. And then the store shelves were empty. And minimum wage has gone up, at least here in the city of Los Angeles. It's now $16.04. So some stores like physically didn't have the things that they needed to sell because they couldn't get them off the cargo ships. Now they're paying the employees more, but they're saying, and there's some truth in this, that part of giving us the stimulus money is what caused the inflation, right? I'm going to disagree. A lot of times when they read the inflation numbers, they don't include things like toilet paper, food, and gas because those are considered expenses that are too variable basically to count. Like the government knows that those change rapidly, so they don't count them. So what does that leave? That leaves like clothes, entertainment. It's just really weird how they calculate it. But basically the theory is that when they give us all that stimulus money, we just had so much money to spend, right? Nod nod wink wink. I'm not saying that. This is what the news tells me our government thinks, is that we did what we were supposed to do. We spent that money and we put it back in the economy. And because we could afford to pay all these crazy high prices, like stores just raised it willy-nilly, really expensive. So they're purposefully trying to raise inflation so that we spend less. But here's the thing. I think people like my mom, like even myself, like I imagine most of my viewers, we're not out there blowing our money on unnecessary things. We're just trying to get those necessities: food, gas, toilet paper, medicine, right? Those are the things that we're doing. And then for those of you with kids, making sure that your kids' needs are taken care of. We're not out there like going crazy, like buying the latest trends. So I do think that some of the items that they count, like clothing, I do think that those items will be heavily discounted, but I don't think the essentials are coming down anytime soon. And I think stores have had to raise their prices. You know, stores didn't have as much traffic in 2020. I think a lot of them are still trying to recover from that. Then you have minimum wage increases, which makes it harder. I tend to think, right? And you guys let me know what you think on this. I tend to think that once a business makes $10,000 a year, they're never going to want to make less than $10,000 a year. I could be wrong, right? But what happens when minimum wage goes up, right? And I also, on the flip side of that coin, I know that entry-level positions need to be paid more money. But it's tricky because companies, once you have a $10,000 profit, you want a $10,000 profit again the next year and the next year and the next year. And you're also hoping that your business grows. So if you make $10,000 year one, you're hoping to make $11,000 year two. Um, but when companies have to pay higher wages, or the cost of health insurance goes up, or the cost of goods goes up, like to buy the ingredients to make popcorn, for example, or to pay for the soda syrup that goes to make your Coke at the movie theater, then it makes it harder for that company to make the same $10,000. So what are they going to do? They're either going to cut staff or they're going to raise prices. So, and hope anyway, so it's a really big issue, and I think the government largely actually wants to keep prices going up so that we'll buy less. I know it doesn't make much sense, and then that's going to hurt businesses even more. I think we're in a really ugly period right now. Okay, Yolanda, if I did my taxes with H&R Block, am I going to get my refund direct deposit or in a Visa card? Okay, so when you did your taxes with H&R Block, did you get what's called an instant refund? I think they give out something called an Emerald debit card. Did you get that Emerald debit card from them? And or if you paid to have your taxes prepared by them, did they ask you a question such as, do you want to pay your fees, your tax preparation fees, out of your refund? And I know a lot of people say, yeah, just pay whatever it costs to do my taxes, take that out of my refund. I'm hearing two different things on this. On the website, it says that you would be one of the people getting the debit card. However, keep in mind this is for state taxes. So it's possible that even if you got the instant refund and even if you paid your tax preparation fees out of your refund, it's possible that if that didn't dip into your state refund amount, it's possible that that would still get direct deposited. That's what I'm seeing in a Facebook group that I'm in. I'm seeing some people say, I took the instant refund, I paid my tax preparation fees out of my refund, and I still got the direct deposit. So kind of my advice on this channel is hope for the best, but plan for the worst. So I would still continue to hold out hope that you will get it direct deposit, but I would be prepared for it to come by a debit card, and that debit card could potentially take all the way till January 15th to hit your bank account. Guys, if you would please like this video, I would really appreciate it. Oh, and I have to thank Ernie who donated via PayPal to me earlier. I really appreciate that. I am going to go see my mom later. Okay, Carlos says, can EDD take away the inflation check? I think this is going to be a good time to pull up the additional website. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pull that up and we'll look at what it says about garnishments. Okay, and I am just going to go to the ftb.ca.gov website. The heck? Okay. Give me 2 seconds here. Okay, so I've got up the web page and we're going to specifically look for also over here on the, it's on the right for me. Over here on the right, that's the Money Network Visa debit card that would be getting sent out. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking for the part where it talks about garnishments, which is of course not on the main FAQ page. Let's go to the what you may receive section, maybe. Help with the middle class tax refund. I think that's the page we want. Okay. And again, if you've changed your bank account, it says right here, if your bank account has changed since your 2020 California tax return was filed, you will receive your payment by debit card in the mail. Please note that additional time should be allowed for processing. Then if you moved or changed your address, you can change that because the FTB is using the current address on file. But you can make changes to your address through My FTB or by phone. And guys, Claimer does help call the FTB if you need to do that. Please note that additional time should be allowed for processing address changes. Okay, here we go. Okay. The collections, offsets, withholdings, orders, wage garnishment, and levies. So, in regards to offsets, the MCTR payment will not be subject to offset for debts owed to the Franchise Tax Board or other government agencies. So, if you owe money to the EDD, then that's a government agency, so it will not be subject to offset those debts. Garnishment orders. In general, the MCTR payments are not subject to garnishment orders, with the exception of orders in connection with child support, spousal support, family support, or a criminal restitution payable to victims. If you believe your MCTR payment that was deposited to your institution has been levied or frozen in error, then please contact the phone number provided by your financial institution. So I hope that answers that. Let me try and keep that highlighted on the screen while I get into your other questions. Okay. BK, good morning. You're at work now, but needed to pop in and say, hi, thank you, thank you, thank you. You haven't received your payment yet. You keep checking your bank account, waiting for your account to be inflated. Me too. But I actually need to check. It is possible that I owed money back in the year of 2020. Cecilia, thank you so much for the donation. If I get the card, can I withdraw that money to put in my own account? Yes, you should be able to, just like any debit card. You might need to go into a physical bank to do that. And it's going to depend on what your daily withdrawal limit is and how much your individual payment is worth, because some people are getting as little as $200 back, and then others, depending on if you filed married filing jointly and have dependents, are getting as much as $1,050 back. And I haven't seen the fine print on that debit card, so I'm not sure if there's daily ATM withdrawal limits. What I would recommend doing is going inside your bank, whoever you generally do your banking with, and speaking with a teller and seeing if they can help you do that. But yeah, you should be able to get cash back from that. That was a great question. And thank you so much for the donation. No one ever has to donate, but it is certainly always appreciated. Yeah. And Cecilia, I also think that that's a really good thing to do with this money, right? I personally, everybody's situation is different. I do consider myself to be good with my own money. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just somebody, like, I care about you guys getting as much money as you possibly can and trying to keep you guys informed about that. For me, I know Christmas is coming up, but guys, while there's a lot of you in here, I'm just going to say, I personally do not think that gifts matter, right? I don't remember gifts that I got as a child, really. I remember that my mom would wrap up, something really light and then, like, take rocks from the outside and put it in a Christmas package like that. She does normally get me socks, right? I will say that I remember that, but that's actually been a tradition now that I'm older. She gets them from the 99-cent store. Sometimes she puts them in a roll of toilet paper. So, Mom, I'm on to you. You don't have to put the socks in toilet paper rolls anymore. But I think it's more about traditions. Maybe you bake a special cookie every year. Maybe you volunteer at like a local senior citizen center. Maybe you guys go and play board games with families who don't have families come and visit them. I really think it's about making memories. I miss Bad Grandpa. He said that he had to lie and say that Santa had the big was affected by the pandemic 1 year. But I think that's a funny story that his grandkids will remember. So, if you're debt free and you want to spend it on, it's your money, do what you want, right? But I would probably recommend saving it for emergencies. I've had a lot of people on my channel say that their tires have gone out this year. Save it for when you need new tires, and or if you have high interest debt, I love to see when people pay that down. And the best way to do that is probably getting the money out and putting it in your regular banking account or savings account, so that it's there for you when you need it and you're not fiddling around with like some extra Visa debit card. That's just my 2 cents on that. But you guys, and I mean that with good intentions. Do with it what you will. I'm gonna try and save mine, and of course, I'm gonna save it in Yada Savings Bank, which I always have linked down below because I'm gonna show. Can I show you guys really quick? If you sign up with Yada Bank, do it and use code Michelle20. But okay, I'm gonna make myself big for a second. Do I have my account information in there? No. Okay. I'm going to go back here. I've gotten 471 back in prizes and 36 back in like a savings reward. So that's more than $500 in 2 years just because I save with Yada, and I don't have right now I have about $3,000 in my savings account there. So it's not like I'm saving some crazy amount and getting crazy interest back. Anyway, the code is Michelle20 if you guys are interested in that. And Cecilia, thank you again for the donation. I hope that answered your question. Okay, Lil Rambo, hello. Okay, Ready for the World says, any interview with EDD, you would be in the 99% tile for getting the job. Can you imagine when you tell them who you are? Where's my confidence? I don't know. It's been I don't know, but thank you, Ready for the World. I know I gotta project that confidence. I haven't applied yet to the EDD. Also, I want to make sure that I don't want to be too picky, but I want to make sure that they can pay me. Also, I actually did have to do an EDD re-see appointment. And then we had to do this mandatory webinar. And then I actually went to my local work search center because they told us that we could. And I made an appointment. And then when I got there, it was just like the receptionist. And she's like, oh, well, you need to sign up for the program. And I was like, but how do I know if I want to sign up unless I know what I'm signing up for? And she's like, well, you need to meet with the counselor to ask all these things. And I was like, that's what I thought I was making an appointment for today. So surprise, surprise, a super frustrating experience with the EDD. I've been applying with a lot of YouTubers, right? And I've been seriously applying with them, including my friend that I took to Yosemite is hiring. He's mostly looking for an editor, and I need to work on my skills with that. I'm okay, but I could definitely improve. But what helps you improve is practice. So Phidias, I'm serious, hire me. Also, I applied to work for Mr. Beast because Mr. Beast is hiring. I applied to work for Eric because Eric is hiring, Eric Decker. So we'll see if any of those pan out. I don't know. Okay. The world is changing and it's horrible. We got to try and look at it positively. Hi, Mel. How are you? You didn't get your middle class direct deposit yet. It's very interesting. Yeah. Francis says, any idea on how to change my address or bank in the IRS? I need to figure it out. So Francis, let me start sharing the screen again here. Oops. Not that view. Okay. Well, we're just going to leave it like this. And I'm going to scroll back up here. Also, who the heck? You don't want to receive it. Who doesn't want to receive it? This is silly. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. So if you moved or changed your address, Francis, I'll highlight this for you. The franchise tax board is using the current address on file, but you can make changes to your address through My FTB or by phone. Please note that additional time. So I'm going to click the My FTB and we'll see right here. It says log into my account, but if you don't have an account, go to create account. So that's how you would do that. Francis, I will drop this in chat as well, this link. Good to see you. Francis, we got to do my hair soon. Okay. It's been like 2 years. Francis did my hair for me, and it has now been 2 years since I've touched it. Okay. Zach, thank you for all I do. You hope you know what a relief I provide through all this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Zach. That's so kind. Hi, Janet. Tomorrow is a federal holiday, so banks and post office will be closed. Yeah, so I don't think anything will process in terms of payments tomorrow. Are they making deposits every week? Let's go back to the deposit schedule on this. Also, they have updated this, surprise, surprise, since I made the video saying this is exactly when you'll get it. Okay. So now we're looking at the when you'll receive your payment section. The MCTR direct deposit payments for Californians who received Golden State Stimulus 1 or 2 are expected to be issued to bank accounts from October 7th of 2022 through October 25th, 2022. And I'm going to pull up a calendar. You guys can't see that. What the heck? Oh, so October 22nd is a Saturday. So that's almost for the next 2 weeks. Those are going to be going out. The remaining direct deposits will occur between October 28th and November 14th. And then MCTR debit card payments for Californians who received the GSS 1 and 2 are expected to be mailed between October 25th and December 10th. And the remaining debit cards will be mailed by January 15th. And I also just want to say that sometimes when they say that that's when they'll be mailed, that means that that's when they're getting mailed out from the franchise tax board, not necessarily when you'll actually receive it. So I saw some news articles, give it about a week grace period past January 15th to get it. And then refer to the tables below for the latest updates to the payment schedules. So direct deposit payments. If you received the Golden State 1 or 2 direct deposit, that's the group that's getting it between 10/7/2022 through 10/25/2022. And I'm also going to say that if you received the Golden State Stimulus 1 or 2 by direct deposit, that regardless of if you did, how you paid your tax preparation fees or whether you got an instant refund, the wording on this suggests that as long as you got those direct deposited, you would also get this direct deposited. If you didn't receive the Golden State Stimulus by direct deposit, then you're going to be in the group that gets it between October 28th of 2022 through November 14th of this year. People getting debit cards. Now, here's what's changed since the last video I made. If you received the Golden State 1 or 2 check and your last name beginning with A through Z, that's literally all the letters. So why bother putting that? Why? And then all it says, payment issue date will be announced after October 17th. So that's what's changed. It used to have specific dates on there, and now it doesn't. If you didn't receive a Golden State Stimulus, but you did file your 2020 taxes, and your last name begins with letters A through L, That'll be announced after November 7th. And this is probably going to be the last group of people who didn't receive the Golden State stimulus, but their last names start with M through Z. Those recipients will be announced after. So they're not even going to tell you when you're going to get that for sure until after November 21st. Direct deposits typically occur within 3 to 5 business days from the issue date, but may vary by financial institution. Allow up to 2 weeks from the issue date to receive your debit card by mail. They expect 90% of those direct deposits to be issued in October of 2022, so this month, and then they expect about 95% of all MCTR payments, direct deposits, and debit cards combined to be issued by the end of this year. So they're only anticipating that about 5% of us will get it in after this year. Hi, Spell Legacy Like Death. Thank you for the heart. ASMR Mermaid. I really love that name. I have a mermaid tattooed on me, and I've got my fancy mic that could be ASMR right next to me. Just letting you know, you forgot all about the middle class gas refund. Hope you get it back soon. I do too. Check your bank account, because it may have already been direct deposited. You're giving gas gift cards, LOL, because it's $7 by me. Oh yeah, I'm glad you've got gas gift cards to use. Evelio, hi. When can we get our gas refund for all Californians? You've been waiting. So yeah, so it's January 15th. Oh dang it, I got spam. Sorry guys. I just noticed that and blocked it, but that is from, okay, that wasn't that long ago. Anyway, I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, so January 15th. Andy, nothing yet. Are they still sending it out? Yes, absolutely. They're still sending it out. They're going to continue to go out all the way through January 15th of next year. And again, I haven't gotten mine either. Uh-oh. Andy, you're funny. Okay, Sylvia, trolls, a sign of YouTube success. Ugh, I wish that wasn't. I know. Okay. And then Mel says, don't you think they should give an estimate like the tax refund does? Yeah, so I mean, these are kind of loose estimates, and they did, so, we can kind of tell by this that if people are expecting a debit card and they got their Golden State Stimulus 1 or 2 in the mail, it's going to be sometime after October 17th, but before the end of the year is what they're thinking. Then if you didn't get your Golden State stimulus, but you did file your 2020 state tax return, dang it, classes, and your last name begins with A through L, so sometime between November 7th and they think most of them will be done by the end of the year. And then non-Golden State stimulus recipients, if your last name begins with an M through Z, they're not even going to announce that until after November 21st. So I would, in the past, I think we did see some payments start to hit earlier than they anticipated, but my guess would be that it's not coming until after that. Luis, you heard checks would go out and debit cards. So it's just debit cards, but it's going to be kind of based on how you received that Golden State stimulus check. Mel, I knew they would do it by last name. They did that last time. I thought they did it by zip code. But this year it does look like they're switching it to last name. Okay, Zach, the first stimulus check deposited into my then wife's bank account. We filed married but separate, and then unfortunately now are legally divorced. Am I again at the mercy to see any of that money? Potentially. Let's see if there's anything about that in the middle class tax refund information, because I think that's a really interesting scenario. So I'm going to go back up to to the Franchise Tax Board, ftb.ca.gov website, and I'm in the Help with Middle Class Tax Refund section. So your bank account has changed, which should default to they're going to mail it to your last address. But here's the other eligibility and qualifications. Married, this sounds like this would apply to you. Married registered domestic partner filing separately. Married registered domestic partner filing separately, taxpayers who filed a 2020 tax return, it says that you should each receive a payment if they each meet the qualifications for the MCTR payment. However, yours is going to be mailed because your bank account has changed. So also, if you also moved or changed your address since 2020, which it sounds like you might, you are going to want to go on to this My FTB page. And my guess is that most of us don't have an account. I don't think I have an account. So you're going to want to go to create an account once you're here. Oh my goodness. And you're going to need to find your California tax return, select how you want to activate your account. Oh my goodness. Then they're going to have to mail you a PIN number to that new address within 5 to 7 business days. This seems annoying, but I would still do it. Oh, wait. Okay, way to bury the lead, guys. They should put this under the individual section. Individual and tax professionals may create and access their account without having to wait for a PIN. Get easy 24-hour online access to your or your client's tax information, check payment history, view account details, and view notices and correspondence. But it doesn't quite say how. Anyway, then you're going to do the create doopity doop and hit accept, and then you should be in. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, Adir, you're welcome. You are welcome for that. Let's see here. Does anybody else have any other questions about this middle class tax refund? Go ahead and like the video. Should we go over the garnishment stuff again? I have my face itch. I kind of feel like we should. So I'm going to just keep hitting this back button. Let me know if you guys have any other, well, let's go over the situations that I haven't gone over yet. So this other eligibility and qualifications section, if you amended your 2020 California tax return, amending or filing your 2020 tax return after October 15th of 2021 or February 15th of 2022 as applicable will not qualify taxpayers for the MCTR payment. However, the FTB supports taxpayers filing true and accurate tax returns. So basically, depending on your filing status, I believe the February 15th, 2022 date had to do with people with ITIN numbers. But for most individuals, the date to file was October 15th of last year. And it says it will not qualify you if you did it after that date. But the FTB still wants you to file true and accurate tax returns. Household or residence. The MCTR payment is issued per tax return, not by household/residence. Two individuals in the same residence could both receive a payment individually as long as they both qualify and did not file a joint return together in 2020. Deceased eligible individuals. Deceased individuals that did not use the single filing status or that claimed another person as a dependent on their return may qualify for the payment. The payment is not available for individuals deceased on the day the payment would be issued and that used a single filing status without a dependent. Incarcerated eligible individuals. Incarcerated individuals that did not use single filing status or that claimed another person as a dependent on their 2020 tax return may qualify for the payment. The payment is not available for individuals incarcerated on the day the payment would be issued and that used a single filing status without a dependent. We just read the married registered domestic partner but filing separately situation. And then we get on to dependents. Individuals who were eligible to be claimed as a dependent in 2020 do not qualify for the MCTR payment. Non-residents or part-year residents, eligible filers must have lived in California for 6 months or more of the 2020 tax year and still be a California resident on the date payment is issued. They must still meet the other eligibility requirements as well. And then there's ways to return it. I'm not planning on returning it. If you guys want me to read how to return it, let me know. Income tax information. I know a lot of you are like, oh, but is this going to be taxed? The MCTR payment is not taxable for California state income tax purposes. You do not need to claim the payment as income on your California income tax return. But it goes on to say that you should seek guidance from the IRS, the federal tax agency, basically, the Internal Revenue Service, regarding federal taxability. And again, let's read the garnishment section. So in terms of collections, offsets, withholding orders, wage garnishments, and levies, offsets, the MCTR payment will not be subject to offset for debts owed to the FTB or other government agencies. Garnishment orders. In general, the MCTR payments are not subject to garnishment orders, with the exception of orders in connection with child support, spousal support, family support, or a criminal restitution payable to victims. All right, guys. And again, here's their customer service number. I will drop that in chat. Just so you guys have that if you want to call. And then Claimer, who helped us get through the EDD, they will also call the franchise tax board for you if you need. It does cost $14.99. I feel like most of the people that need to contact them, it's probably about changing your bank account, and they're not going to be able to help you do that over the phone, unfortunately. Okay. Hi, Luna Magic Legend. You used IRS Get My Payment tool to enter my bank account on the last stimulus check that was direct deposited into my account. Am I getting the new stimulus via direct deposit again? So the IRS and the FTB, the Franchise Tax Board, are a little bit different. And so I'm not sure if that happened. How did you get your Golden State stimulus payment? Because that's more what they're going off of. Oh, and Debbie, I don't see you in here, but guess what? Little green guy, he's going to smile today because he likes getting unexpected money back. So he is happy. Why is the octopus so popular, but nobody seems to be into the reversible Baby Yoda? Anyway, Michelle, you can use the estimator on top without creating an account. Yeah, but if you need to change your address, that's when you want to check the account. I know, Francis, I know. Okay, Cecilia, that's what you want to know. Oh, let me see Cecilia's question, make sure that we answered that. Because I'm not seeing, am I not getting all of the questions? Okay, no, we're going to put Cecilia's question back up. And again, Cecilia, thank you for the donation. You guys don't have to ever donate, but I certainly appreciate it. So Cecilia's question, which was also asked by Lex, says, if I get the card, can I withdraw that money to put it in my own account? You should be able to. Um, but again, I would recommend going to your individual bank, go in, take your ID, take that debit card, and have them help you with that because, okay, there's a picture of the money network. And actually, you know what? Let's look at this. Some taxpayers will let's go into that. Some taxpayers will receive their payment on a debit card. The FTB has partnered with Money Network. Sure. Is that still going to share the page though? Hang on, let me make sure. Yep, we're still sharing. Okay. Activate your California middle class tax refund card. Learn how to use it. Visit our help center. You're going to activate the card. Use the card. Oh, you boogers. It doesn't actually say that you can do that. It says use your card. Wait. Fee and schedule transaction limits. Sign the back of your middle class tax refund card. Shop anywhere Visa debit cards are accepted in store, online, or by phone. Get cash back at the register when making PIN debit purchases at participating merchants. Find a surcharge free in network ATM where you can get cash. So that's what you're going to want to do. Learn more about how and where you can use it. So let's look at this list of the free ATMs. Oh, what a stinker. So I don't have a 4-digit PIN. You're going to choose withdraw from checking though. Search and find surcharge free ATMs near you that carry all point or the money press band. Yeah. Wait, is there not a way to do this? Oh. All right, guys. Okay, so it looks like they're going to have these in AM PM, which ironically is where I can get gas. The cheapest AM PM is normally like the store inside of the Arco. So there are lots of places, and you're going to go to that Money Network website to locate the ATMs. Let's see if it shows us the daily withdrawal limits. It's a transaction limit. All right. ATM withdrawals. There's a $1.25 fee for withdrawing cash from an ATM that's not in network. But if you go in network, like at an Arco, AM/PM, that should be considered in network. Oh, that's the fees. Where's the limits? Transaction limits. Okay. It looks like you can do $600 per transaction at the bank or ATM bank or ATM operator limits may be lower. Like my limit to withdraw from an ATM is $300. Okay, transfer to external bank, that's going to be a $600 per transaction limit. Over the counter cash withdrawal is also a $600 per transaction limit. So, maybe I will make a video on that because that was a really great question. And again, thank you for the donation. I'm glad to know that more of you had that question. Hopefully that was helpful. Okay. Lex says Bank of America is notoriously slow at releasing payment holds. Dude, so Wells Fargo is normally one of the last ones to start getting their payments. But my best friend has Wells Fargo. I also have Wells Fargo. We were both expecting the same amount back. My best friend got theirs at 5 p.m. on Friday and still nothing for me. I do need to check and see if I owed the state money that year, though. Sometimes I do end up owing because I contribute a lot to my 401k, but I also you can claim however many dependents you want throughout the tax year as you're getting your checks. I claim 2, but just because I like more of my money in my hands, and then I usually end up owing a teeny tiny it back at the end of the year like $70. But I follow all that advice that's like, oh, if you get a refund back at the end of the year, that's basically like you just gave the government a free loan. They've been using your money all year long and they haven't been paying you interest on it. So I would rather have the money in my hands, make my own investments, and then wind up owing them at the end of the year. And to kind of balance that out, I claim too, even though I don't have dependents, but then I owe at the end of the year. I hope that made sense. Go away. How does that keep getting through? That's so annoying. I'm sorry, guys, for the spam. Daniel says, you called the MCTR number and told I received GSS via paper checks, but tax return was via direct deposit. She said, disregard how I received my Golden State stimulus. They will follow my tax return, which came in the direct deposit. Daniel, thank you for sharing that. The deep sigh is certainly not geared towards you. It's just frustrating that they say that, right? They put these things in writing. It's on an official government website. And I mean, this shouldn't be surprising because because this happened with the EDD all of the dang time. But like, why do they put it in writing on their website and then do something completely different? It's really, really frustrating. So anyways, I'm sorry that you experienced that. And thank you for sharing that. Super frustrating. All right, guys, we are almost at the end of the hour. So let me know if anybody else has any other questions about this, and I will be happy to make a video on it. All right, I'm going to count to, no, I don't want to count. What else can we do? Ooh, I need to open a package. I'll do like a little mini unboxing at the end of this. I bought some cords. Also, I'm always like, don't buy things. I might do a series of buying things that I was too poor to like afford when I was a kid. My friend used to have these and I really wanted them when I was little. They're Mr. Sketch scented markers, and they were on sale at Amazon. That'll get you. You know, even though I do recommend making good, calculated money decisions. We're going to open these too here on camera. The whole package smells good. The whole box. I remember really wanting these, but these were super expensive. This is not how these looked when I was a kid. When I was a kid, so I'm a little sad. When I was a kid, the Mr. Sketch markers had like a white bottom and like then just the color of the cap. Does it tell me what this is supposed to be scented with? No, that would make too much sense. This one, it doesn't smell good. This is not the memory. Experience all the juicy scents. This was gross. I didn't like that at all. I also don't, whatever. Okay, let's see. I want this one to smell like cherries. Red. Oh, it does. This one smells good. This is not the experience that I had this is not what I remembered these to smell like. So 8 out of 10. Good for nostalgia. Not how I remember these smelling as a kid. This one's okay. That pink one was terrible. The blue one smells good. Let's smell a green one and a purple one since that's today's outfit theme. Green. We'll do this one. And purple. Sorry. This took a turn. The grape. You would think that purple would be grape, but I don't know. Okay. I'm just kind of, and I like this one. It does not smell like fruit though. Ugh. All right. It's not quite the childhood experience I was hoping for. These were on sale on Amazon. They're probably going to dry out. Ooh, I kind of want to smell the black one too. Does it smell like licorice? None of these have really smelled like fruit except for that red one. This one does smell like licorice. Also, I feel like I'm going to accidentally use these on my whiteboard. But yeah, I really wanted them. Oh, it tells me what they're supposed to smell like. I feel like I should have done a proper unboxing on this. That pink one. Cosmic pink lemonade. I don't know. That smelled gross. Anyway, childhood toy that I can afford. And then in this package, what the heck? I don't remember buying all this stuff. I have like a bunch of cords to try and make more YouTube stuff work. So these are all cords. Rapow! I don't know what that is. And then a high-speed cable cord. And another cable cord. All right. They do not. The new ones don't smell like my childhood dreams. So my friend had them. My friend was probably not rich, but I thought she was because she had all like the name brand stuff. $14.99 on Amazon, but don't buy them. I'm not recommending that. But they get me sometimes. They sent me that toy catalog. Don't look at that. Just throw that in the trash. They get you. Also, this is effed, right? Sorry, nobody has any more questions. I'm going to head out right after I say this. So I totally got the Amazon toy catalog in the mail the other day for Christmas. And I was like, I'm just going to look, right? Don't look. Just put that right in the trash. All right. I'll find the watermelon one. The watermelon one is the light pink. We're going to see because the one that I smelled, there's 3 of these. And I think I didn't put them back in the right order. Also, okay. Oh, one of them was stinky. All right. I'm going to do all 3 pink ones. They should have the picture of what they should smell like on there. Is that watermelon? That one smells okay. Doesn't smell like watermelon. This is the one that smells disgusting. I don't know what that is. Ugh, disgusting. This one smells okay also. Disgusting. None of them really smelled like watermelon though. I like the blueberry one. That was okay. Anyway, this is what I think is terrible about the Amazon catalog. I remember when I was a kid, like looking through the Target Christmas catalog, and my grandma would tell me, like, and my mom, I think, like, turn the corner of the page down if there's something that you want on that page. I don't think they had me circle like the exact thing. Like they wanted to figure it out or something. But it always had the prices on there when I was little. The Amazon catalog does not have the prices. And like, I don't know why I don't like that. I do. I think it's because like, even as a kid, like I was conscious of like our budget restrictions, you know, like I feel like I would have never asked for a toy that was like crazy expensive because I feel like from a pretty young age, like I knew that Santa was not the one getting the presents, that it was my family. And I just don't like that Amazon doesn't have the prices of the toys in their Christmas catalog because like, what if that sets up a kid to like be really sad that they wanted something expensive that their parents can't afford? I don't know. I would have just preferred not to do that. Ugh. Anyway, okay, Romaine. You're late. You're cooking. O'Brien. Do you mean au gratin? I don't know what O'Brien potatoes are. Hopefully they're not potatoes made with somebody named Brian. Sorry, too much Jeffrey. I haven't been watching Jeffrey Dahmer because I think I'm too afraid to watch it, but I want to watch it. Okay. Eggs plus bacon. That sounds good. Scarf them down on this beautiful Sunday. Hope I didn't miss too much. You'll go back and watch the rerun. All right, sounds good. And then Doodle Academy says, thanks for the intro and my eyes look lovely. I'm trying to do Halloween themed makeup all October. Anyway, you guys, if you think of more questions that you have about the Golden State stimulus, I will be live tomorrow at 9 p.m. So we can talk about that. Sylvia says that she was the same way. Would cry if you thought the Christmas gift was too expensive. You know, And this is interesting in a lesson that I'm still learning. And actually, ironically, this came up at the YouTube conference that I went to, right? I talked to everybody there. I love YouTube. I do. And they're saying that like short form content is the way of the future. And if at my age I could pivot into that world, I think that that would be really fun, right? It doesn't have to be editing, it doesn't have to be doing a YouTube channel. I just like, I like all of it. But at the conference, like there was Mr. Beast and my friend Phidias and Eric and like Ryan Turan, who like made that Penny series. I don't know, whatever. There were a lot of YouTubers. And what's my point? Daryl Eves, who's known for being really good at like figuring out YouTube, was there. And I talked to him for a little bit. And I said, like, I feel guilty when people make donations to the channel, right? I'm appreciative of it. But I'm like, you don't have to do that. And he was like, Shelly, he was like, it's okay. Like, let people give, and people will give what they feel they can and what they want to. Because I was like, maybe I should turn off the donation feature. And that doesn't happen as much these days, but it used to happen a lot, like when everybody was really needing information on unemployment. And he was like, don't worry about it. Let people give what they want to. But I think there's a difference. So if they've already given it to you, that's from the heart and that's because they wanted to. But I do think that kids are aware of those things. And so if a kid wants to be conscious of the price of the gift that they're asking for, whatever. I just have a problem with Amazon not putting the prices of the toys in the catalog. I think that they should put the price. But darned if these markers, my friend, her name was Lisa, that had these. So Lisa had the Mr. Sketch markers, and I wanted Mr. Sketch markers. Also, I have no idea. There's 22 scented markers in here. And I was like, I don't need those, but I do have to order some stuff off Amazon. So I'm just going to scan this picture and see how much they cost. And of course, it's like they normally cost $24.99, but they're on sale for 14 something. And of course, if you weren't planning on buying it anyway, which I was not, although it's funny because like I have a pile of stuff sitting in a corner. Obviously, I like toys, right? I bring this guy out almost every live stream. I used to collect toys. I don't let myself do that anymore because I don't have the space in my house. But I think that there has to be a little bit of balance. I don't think it's realistic to tell people stop going to Starbucks all the time, right? I think if your whole office goes to Starbucks every day of the week, you certainly shouldn't do that. That's not a good financial decision. But if you want to participate and be part of the team, maybe you go once a week and you just order like a regular coffee, not like a fancy one. I think that there's some balance. I think that you work hard, that you should enjoy some of the money that you make. Like, I wasn't going to invest this $14.99. This made me happy for a second, but it's just like markers. So I shouldn't be getting my happiness for that. But something else that my friend Lisa had that I did not was she had all the stuff. She had an Etch-a-Sketch. She had Hungry Hippos. She had a Light Bright. I bought the Stranger Things Light Bright, and I'm trying some of these cords. But see, I don't know. Can I talk about, like, do you guys want to see me open toys that I couldn't afford when I was little on camera? Like, should I build those during these lives? And how do I do the lighting? But some of these cords are so that I can add a second camera to these lives. Okay, James, I'll stop babbling. Let me read about these potatoes. They're fried potatoes with green bell peppers, onions, and lots of butter. Those sound really good. And I actually am hungry. I might eat before I go see my mom. James, where can I find a status update on direct deposit? So let me go back to the page. Sorry, am I sharing this? Yes. Okay. And let me make myself little and then this big. Let me go back to the middle class tax refund really quickly. So you'll receive it by direct deposit if you e-filed your 2020 California tax return and received your tax refund by direct deposit, the MCTR debit card payments will be mailed to the remaining eligible taxpayers. Oh, so this is interesting too, because even though they talk a lot about people who received their Golden State stimulus, this actually is the very first statement. Generally, direct deposit payments will be made to eligible taxpayers who e-filed their 2020 California tax return and received their California tax refund by direct deposit. And then the debit card payments will be mailed to the remaining eligible taxpayers. And then they give all the situations where you'll receive your payment by mail in the form of a debit card if you filed a paper return, if you had a balance due, and that's what I need to check. I might have had a balance due. If you received your Golden State stimulus check payment by check, if you received your tax refund by check, regardless of how you filed it, if you received your 2020 tax refund by direct deposit but have since changed your banking institution or bank account number, and if you received an advance payment from your tax service provider or paid your tax preparer fees using your tax refund. And again, I'm actually even on this last bullet point seeing conflicting information because that might be dependent on if it's the state money or the federal money that they used for those payments and tax refunds. Okay. So James, and then the dates are anytime really between now and all the way through January 15th. All right, guys, we will talk more about it tomorrow night at 9 p.m. when I go live. Thanks so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you guys next time.